like to be on the Forbes list of famous people. So at first I thought to myself, of course there is someone else who would also like to be on that list. Well, while he is working on it, he did happen to make a trip to the Himalayas and he opened up a momo stall in the center of the city. Now a trip abroad and an MBA degree later, and he's got 3,000 square feet right in the center of Gopalapuram, and it's got his quality, style and vision all under one roof.
A massive introduction there. Have I spoken too soon for this newly launched restaurant in the city that loves food as much as I love their Tamil cinema?
Now call it instinct or just sheer assumption, but all of it is going to be answered by the time I finish a complete meal at Triana.
This sprawling restaurant gives you a feeling of being in a sports field. It's huge, no doubt, and the seating looks suggestive of a place that will do great for family outings, friends' birthday parties and surprises, to say the least. It also does serve up a tiny corner for lone diners like myself.
Well, there is something about just coming into a restaurant, sitting down and opening a menu card. It makes you want to feel really hungry. Well, as for me, I think with the wintry season still prevailing, I'm going to go with a lemon and coriander soup.
Triana in Latin means three, and this restaurant offers you more than just three culinary selections from Malaysian, Thai and Chinese, all the way to North Indian and South Indian too. Now while I turn the pages of my Southeast Asian menu card, my lemony coloured coriander flavoured soup arrived.
Now this might not look like much, but did you know that lemon and cilantro have curative properties to help cleanse your stomach? It is a pretty cool fact, and I think I'm going to have a lot more of it.
So yes, I did do justice to my order and sipped the last sip of my detox water.
A must try here is the prawn kebab. It's simple yet it's a fantastic way to enjoy your meal without going for the oil and the spiciness that we tend to lean towards most of the time.
The presentation could have been better. After all, the brilliant red and white prawns shimmered temptingly at me. With a generous coat of the chef's secret cream, this prawn gleamed like it donned the Miss World crown.
Sorry to break your imaginative line, but these prawns are crying to be eaten. Now what I'm really looking for here is to see if the prawns are cooked, and it is cooked to perfection. The flavor of the olive oil, the ginger garlic paste and the slight smoky flavor gives it an absolutely delicious way of enjoying your food.
After playing with my appetite and taste buds, it was time to get serious. So for main course, I boldly ordered a sambal chicken and a 8 treasure hot pot.
Triana stands for three cuisine. Somewhere dining at a couple of restaurants across Chennai, I realized couple of people from a family have this different taste and flavor for food. So we wanted to have a multi-cuisine theme, and in our research we thought there is no proper fine dining restaurant which serves good Chinese, good Thai, good Malaysian, or for that matter good Indian and kebabs. So we wanted to fuse things up, which a restaurant which serves the best in whatever it is.
With his momos a raging success, Triana has got a lot to prove. With my main course ready, I was putting the flavors and taste to test with a neutral dish, the coconut rice.
Now the sambal is a Malaysian recipe and it's made from ground peppers. Now you can use various peppers, but most often they like to use the red pepper to make this paste. Now the best part about this paste is that it's sold in jars, and all you got to do is take the paste and mix it with chicken, prawns or even fish for that matter. So it's a really easy recipe to make and it's lip-smackingly good.
Also on my menu was the 8 treasure hot pot, as I had mentioned, with a strong Chinese twist to this dish. Predicting it to be the generous use of garlic, the gravy looked inviting with all the fresh vegetables cooked and flavoured in this thick, soupy base.
Now this is completely opposite in taste. If the sambar was hot and pungent and eye-watering, this dish is completely mild, very sweet to your palate, and it goes extremely well with the coconut fried rice. Now speaking of the fried rice itself, The fried rice actually acts like this base to bring out the delicious textures and the flavor of this gravy. In all, I think the combination of this whole thing works very well.
Mayur has the grit to make it big. So make a visit to this place if you'd like to try out the food or meet this guy with a never say never attitude. To do that, answer this week's question.
What is the name of the apple brandy from the Normandy region of France? Is it A. Pastis, B. Absinthe, C. Pomme de Merde, or D. Calvados? Send your answers in to feedback@ndtv-hindu.com for your chance to win.
Now, in terms of a brand, Triana has got a long way to go because it's a fairly new brand in the city. As for the presentation of the food, now the presentation can have some scope for improvement, but for the quality and the food itself, it's definitely worth the amount of money you're paying. So be wise. Now, when you come into the restaurant, make sure that you try out the new dishes and don't opt for the same old recipes that you normally have at home. If that's the case, then just stay home.